Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to another video, and this is the second part of the previous request where Movie Guy 2005 wanted my top 5 favorite and top 5 least favorite worst films of 1992. And I realized that by the time I got done with the first part, it was like 20 some minutes. So I'm like, well, let me just split into two parts. So this one is the top 5 worst films of 1992. And gee, I wonder what would be number one. I wonder. But looking through the year of 1992, still a hell of a lot better year than this year. But I was able to pick 5. So let's get into it. And before I start, if anyone wants to request any type of videos, a list, a ranking, a movie review, re-review, tier list, ranking, I already said that. Video game playthrough, streams, commentaries, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. Do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. For those who sent them, thank you. I do appreciate it. Now, number 5, I put Leprechaun. Because I don't like any of the Leprechaun films, really. If there's one I could watch, it's maybe the one in space for how stupid and goofy and just how like it was pretty much like a parody. But I don't like any of them. I think they all suck in some degrees. I never saw the last two without Warwick Davis. But what was it, Origins, and what was the other one called? I don't even remember. But I've seen the one with Warwick Davis. 6 of them. I think they all are ass. Warwick Davis I find annoying in those films. I find irritating. I don't find them funny. I don't find them enjoyable. I think they're cringe. I think they're... I'm just annoyed by the fucking Leprechaun character. I am. I wouldn't be good. Fuck you, go. Stick them up your ass. If I could stick them up your ass, will you shut up? Of course, Jennifer Aniston was in the first one. I mean, you could probably say the first one is probably the most competently made, but even then, I thought it was just a lousy premise. I don't take the Leprechaun... just the whole... I think just the premise is stupid to me about Killer Leprechaun. I just never got into that premise. And the comedy I never found that funny. Where he's always going to pogo stick a guy to death. The characters I don't find that interesting or likable. I don't... Sometimes the movie like wants to be serious and scary and it fails at that. It's funny how the trailer makes it seem as if it's a serious fucking horror film. I'm like, it's definitely not that. I don't know. Well, I do know. I know this has a fan base. I know people are into these films. They're not for me. I just find them really irritating, really annoying. I just think the stories are lousy. I think the Leprechaun is a cringeworthy, irritating dick. And my least favorite character Warwick Davis has ever played. I don't like his dialogue, his rhyming, all that stuff. I just find him really annoying. And what's the number 4? Because I don't want to talk about Leprechaun anymore. Fuck it. People like it, that's fine. Fuck that. Fuck this stupid ass movie. Number 4, I'm hesitating because I don't know how to... Well, okay. I'll say this director's name because he directed a couple of these movies. J.R. Bookwalter. Now, some may not know who the hell that is. But J.R. Bookwalter was this guy who started making films when he was like 19 years old in Akron, Ohio. Now, I don't know how he met Sam Raimi, but somehow Sam Raimi and others produced his first film, The Dead Next Door. In fact, in post-production, they got Bruce Campbell to dub the main actor, which I don't know how that came about. I mean, obviously Bruce knows Sam Raimi and stuff, but just like, was the lead actor that bad that you needed Bruce Campbell to dub the entire voice? Okay. I wonder if anyone's ever asked Bruce Campbell about that. Maybe that'd be the question. Since, Bruce has heard every question, has anyone ever asked him, how come you dubbed a guy in The Dead Next Door? You dubbed like the whole... How was it doing that? Like dubbing an entire performance that wasn't your performance? Like... Now, I don't... The Dead Next Door, it is what it is. He also did films like Ozone, which is probably his best film. What the hell was it? Robot Ninja, which I never saw. Zombie Cop, which is horrible, but that was 91. Pretty much after the success of The Dead Next Door, because it was low budget, it was on video shelves a lot, he was able to make a couple other movies. Polymorph was one of them. He would produce certain things. Well, there was a point where he just took a job where someone said, we'll pay you this money, but you have to make 6 movies. You had next to nothing for budgets, and these movies were next to nothing in what was on the screen. I think the 6 were Kingdom of the Vampires, I think Zombie Cop, Maximum Impact, Galaxy of the Dinosaurs, Humanoids from the Deep. There might have been one more film. These films were the bottom of the barrel of movies. Dirt cheap, horrible acting, shot on shitio, boring, nothing. Like, you've seen YouTube videos with better production values. Just the bottom of the barrel. Again, you just look up like Maximum Impact or Humanoids from Atlantis is a film that literally is only like an hour or less because they literally ran out of money. They didn't know what to shoot. So as the movie is going, the movie just ends and they go, oh yeah, it was part of us making a film. And then like people pretend to be them, a version of themselves. And like the rest of the movie was just some movie they were making. Because they ran out of shit to do, to be honest. And Gerald Bookwalter said it's called the 6-pack because you have to drink a 6-pack to get through these movies. And there was a time where I was fascinated with Gerald Bookwalter. Because number one, I never met the guy, but he seems like a nice guy. Number two, the commentaries for these films I found fascinating because they make fun of the movies, they know how awful it is, and it's about how kind of the pitfalls of low budget filmmaking, and they discuss all the pitfalls that you go into these low budget excursions. And it's interesting to listen to hear about the filmmaking process, how you have no money. Just the experiences of making these films are so much more interesting than the movies themselves. And like Galaxy of the Dinosaurs, where it's him and I forget the guy's name, James Black. Their commentary is so much more entertaining than the movie, but it's a very entertaining comedy. I wish there's a way I could rip and upload the commentary because it's that stuff is fun to listen to. That's why I have the DVDs of them. But the movies, because they know the movies are garbage and they're just making fun of it about, what they weren't able to do. And but yeah, the movies themselves, like Maximum Impact, they're rough to watch. Really rough to watch. All you have to do is just type in the movie titles and watch the trailers. They'll tell you the whole thing. Like Maximum Impact, 1992. Number 3, Evil Tunes. That was a film where really it's just a bunch of women in a house kind of not doing porn, because that actually would have been fun, but kind of just going about, and there's some evil spirit. And the thing about that film, you looked at the cover, you looked at the trailers, they advertise a lot about this cartoon. I'm like, okay, that should be kind of cool, like a cartoon come to life and killing people. Like using this cartoon ways to kill and annihilate and eat and destroy people. That actually could be fun. Only with Evil Toons, they had no budget to make the cartoon. So once in a while, you see this very stilted cartoon kind of doing this. And kind of just there. Maybe moving like this. It appears every once in a blue moon and barely does anything. So... Who was it in the movie? There's someone recognizable in the movie. I forget who it was. This is by Fred Olen Ray, which David Carradine. Somehow David Carradine's in the film. Shot in 8 days. The animated demon is on screen for 90 seconds in the film. Even Roger Corman turned us down. He said it was too risky. 8 days, $140,000. The whole Evil Toons demon is 90 seconds. And a 90-minute movie. 90 seconds. And instead, just a bunch of women kind of hanging out in a fucking mansion. And somehow David Carradine got involved with this. Fred Olen Ray is not that good of a fucking... Fred Olen Ray sucks. He sucks. The only film of his I liked... What the fuck was that movie called now? Deep Space? I think it was called Deep Space. That's the only film he did I liked. Yeah, Deep Space with Charles Napier. That's the only one I like. The others... Jesus Christ, man. Bottom of the barrel shit. Like, goddamn, man. Bottom of the barrel. Not a fan at all. Sorry, I'm just looking at these movies. Because I know I had them on 2 places. I'm like, god damn, man. Like, yeah, Deep Space, that's the only one. Like, he's not that good of a director. But yeah, Evil Toons. Number 2 is actually a film movie guy had me review, Axom. Apparently, it came out eventually in the 2000s, but it was made for 1992. So I'm putting in 1992. One of the most incompetently made films in terms of... I mean, if you're with friends, you will laugh your ass off. So Axom could be a good party movie. And, like, there's still stuff that's funny to laugh at, but it's just so poorly made. There's these two... I mean... The opening text doesn't know how to talk. Does it spell... it says shit wrong. This guy wants revenge for the death of his parents, but the thing is, one parent killed the family and ended their life. So he's going to revenge them. Not avenge them, revenge them. And then there was another thing in the... that was really wrong with the text. That's just the start. People talk, but the sound level is all the same for everybody, so you don't know what they're saying because they're all jumbled together. There's not really any characters. It's just people kind of talking, making fun of people, telling yo mama jokes, going to a cabin in the woods, telling long-ass jokes. Talk about, I'm going to kick his ass, I'm going to kick his ass. There's a guy ready to be killed, and there's up close shot where the glasses go, like this. That cuts away and he's just dead. There's people streaming, and a guy goes to the camera and go, ah! As if, like, is this meant to be a parody? There's so many there's more fade to blacks than a TV cut of a movie. There's more fade to blacks than the movie Fade to Black. Every like 5-7 minutes there's like fade to black and then we're in a different place somehow. Because apparently I did not know this until after I did the review. Apparently this film was called a different title. I forgot what the fuck the other title was now. It was another title called The Weekend It Lives. So Michael Mifune did a movie called The Weekend It Lives. Apparently, no one wanted the shit. They took it, they cut it apart, they re-edited it, they added that Axom, and that's why the movie seems all over the place, because it was re-edited and recut and all that shit. So, I guess, what's that? The director's cut of Axom? The Weekend It Lives cut. Because there's a bit where it fades out, then they're over here, then the ending, they're over here, and all this. I'm like, what the fuck's going on, man? What the fuck is going on? What's happening? I'm confused. I don't get what's going on. What the shit? What's happening? It's a horrible fucking movie. It's a horrible fucking film. Two drunk guys, they go off and run off, and you hear the director go, cut! What the fuck? So Axom is, I mean, again, if you're with friends, you can laugh your ass off at the film, but when you're by yourself, it is such a poorly made movie. But I can see where people do get enjoyment out of that. That's one of those things, though. And number one, I've said before, I'll say it again, Alien 3, Alien 3, Alien 3. Alien 3 sucks. Alien 3 is awful. Alien 3 is terrible. Killing Ripley, Hicks, Newt, Bishop, you kill all the characters I liked in Aliens in such crappy ways. You kill Hicks and Newt like they were nothing. Your characters are just a bunch of bald, bar-coded rapists and murderers, so why am I supposed to care if they live or die? At the end, they're just running around, and some die here, some die there, and I don't care, and I don't know who the fuck they are. These are the same characters that tried to rape and murder Ripley, and then Charles Dunn came in. I like Charles Dunn as an actor. I like Charles Dance. They couldn't save the film. There's a good musical score. There's some nice production value in terms of the prison they built. And there's some good actors. But you piss on people like me who loved Aliens, so you get a initial fuck you for that. Your script was being made on the spot, that's why certain things don't make sense. I watched the Launder cut. All it did was, hey, this guy, they caught the alien, and this guy's a lunatic and thought he was a demon and let the alien go. So they're right back to square one. So it was a waste of fucking time. It didn't add anything new to me. I hate how just nihilistic and depressing it is. It's overlong. Going back to one alien, like the first Alien, I think that was a step backward. It's not as entertaining, action-packed, or exciting like the second film. It's not scary or atmospheric or frightening as the first film, so what do you have? To me, it doesn't satisfy either. Bunch of characters that I don't care about. And again, it's not the actors, it's just the characters. Ripley, like, within 10 minutes, well, longer than that, just sleeps with this doctor guy. If that's the case, I'm surprised she didn't sleep with one of the fucking aliens in Aliens. I'm surprised she didn't sleep with one of them. With how little time she spent. The alien shots, the up close are really good, but I forget what the rotoscope. I forget what it is. Like when it's there's other shots that just look awful. It's not CGI. I always forget what technique it is. Look fucking awful. And yeah, there are elements I like, but it's just an ugly, nihilistic, unsatisfying package that's so detrimental to aliens that it insults me as a fan of aliens. It was insulting. If you're not a fan of aliens, then yeah, you probably like Alien 3. Me, that's my favorite film of all time. So yeah, this is insulting. And I've talked about it ad nauseum, so I don't know what more I could say. But always get a chance to say, fuck Alien 3. So Alien 3 is number 1. Axom number 2. Evil Toons number 3. J.R. Bookwalter films like Maximum Impact, Humanoids from the Atlantis is for number 4. Which of course there is no Atlantis in that movie. And number 5, Leprechaun. So, yeah, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye for now.